I couldn't be found out my big home. The bare necessities of life will come to you. They'll come to you.
Readings over Kansas that were very pleasant today. However, we are looking for a new front to begin to drift south and eastward. The central and eastern parts of Kansas will very probably be cloudy in the morning, and then western Kansas will begin to get increasing cloudiness by tomorrow afternoon. Today, however, very, very pleasant reading. 73 up in the Goodland area, 72 at Garden City, 70 reported by Dodge City and Liberal, 72 over by the good folks of
It's the weekend, which means I get to do all my projects that I've been not able to get to all week long. Work is like so time consuming that I get home and I'm just like, I don't want to do anything else. So we're gonna go snail hunting. So this is the 40-gallon breeder that I have. I plan on setting it up to kind of be like a plant grow out tank. I mean, all I have right now is this little Phoenix, I think it's a Phoenix anyway, little Phoenix light, which is not quite enough to really make this adequate for plant growth. So I'm going to have to upgrade the light on this guy to really make it effective. I'm not sure if I plan on actually doing any CO2 on this tank, but what I do plan on doing is dosing it with liquid fertilizer and liquid CO2, so using the Flourish brand, or the Seachem Flourish brand of liquid products. But right now what I need to do is focus on getting all of the snails out of here.
rain showers and thunder showers along the coast, and that wide band of fairly heavy snows. Now what will happen each time that you see the frontal system on there, that begins at 6 o'clock in the morning, and then you'll see the cloud pattern move until 2 o'clock this afternoon. So as of that time, of course, the front was way off in the northwest. Now, however, it's moving into the central part of the nation.
Got him.
Behind it.
I want to say I probably caught about 40, easily 40, maybe 50 snails, so I just put them in this little plastic container that I have. It's nothing fancy. It's actually just something from like some packaging. I just need a place to put them in. This was close by and whatevs. So I just used some pool filter sand, HTH brand. It was like 12 bucks at Ace Hardware. So if you're ever like in a need for some cheap substrate that'll just do the job and you don't need it to have any additives, and honestly you don't really need it. So this is just, so far it's been great. I've used it before in the other tanks, so I haven't had a problem with it, honestly. And I use root tabs anyway for my planted tanks. And so I don't need anything like Eco Complete, unless you really want something like a darker color or something. You know, this works just fine. It's cheap and, you know, aquarium friendly. So I mentioned I use root tabs in all my planted aquariums. I've had really good luck with the Fluval root tab brand. This is actually, I've never used this brand before. This is just something that came in my aquarium box. Seems to be, if I read the label correctly, seems to last for about 6 months before needing to be like replaced or anything. Even then, I honestly, root tabs for me is kind of like a one deal thing, unless I'm like redoing a tank, or if I'm going to replace everything, then maybe I'll reconsider adding more. But you know, this is really kind of like a jump start of the system. Personally, for me, I haven't had the need, but then again, I don't grow plants for the, you know, express purpose of actually growing them until recently, so this is kind of a new venture for me. The chemicals I use and seem to have had some pretty good success with is the Seachem Flourish brand of chemicals and fertilizers. So I use Flourish, well, just Flourish, Flourish Trace, and Flourish Excel. Those are the main three I use just to add, you know, trace elements and other things that the plants, you know, require to grow. Most of the time, I haven't really, actually my other tanks, I don't add this stuff. This is something that I'm going to be adding to this tank specifically because this tank's purpose is to grow plants out the best I can. Honestly, I'm starting really small here. I went to my local fish store and I picked up, you know, some plants. This a red flame sword. The other plant I got is a type of Anubias. I'm not sure on the exact species. The labels at the fish store were not really easy to read. I also said I was going to upgrade my light, so I went ahead and did that. I went ahead and got a Fluval Sky. I know it's not like the top of the line Phoenix or 24/7 grow out plant light, whatever. I think this will be sufficient for my needs and what I plan on doing with this tank. I'm not exactly sure all the different types of plants I'm going to be keeping just yet, but I'm kind of going with the flow, as I said, and kind of just seeing how things go. I know this light has worked out for me in the past. It's the same type of light I have on the 55, and I've been growing like a jungle in there, so I know different plants require different things and stuff, but we're gonna see. I grew dwarf baby tears on some $5 IKEA LEDs, so we'll see what happens. So what I'm doing for filtration is just using the sponge filter. What I did is I took a sponge filter that I hadn't been using, I took the sponges off that, replaced them with sponges from 2 of my other tanks that use them, and put the new sponges on those filters. So it's kind of like instant cycle, so to speak. I mean, I still like to let it run before I put you know, fish and stuff. Those snails I'm not worried about because they can literally live through like a nuclear explosion. I'm not worried about these guys. These things are the hardiest things I've ever had while in this hobby. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm just gonna let it sit for, you know, a little while. I actually noticed that while moving them over, the rainbow fry had some fry. So I know mentioned that in my last video, but apparently they spawned again, and there are some in this tank. I don't think I got any footage of it because they are tiny. Like, they are so small, and it's so hard to see. So I have a couple of those spread out in like different breeder boxes throughout the fish room at the moment, so I need to consolidate them and see how many I got, and you know, this is pretty awesome. So maybe this 40-gallon breeder will become the 40-gallon rainbow breeder. So as you guys know, I kind of took a break there for a little bit with the hobby in general. I know there was like a 3-month period before I was, you know, posting videos again. In that time, I had a couple of the my aquarium box kind of just stack up. I didn't even like really touch them until honestly the last couple weeks, where I have taken a couple items from them and actually put them to good use. I will admit, I still love this service, and I need to resubscribe to it. And I really wanted to do the service justice, especially since literally right as I was kind of going through that little depressive spot and kind of took a break, I had won my aquarium big box, which was a Marineland canister filter, which I plan on maybe using for this 40-gallon plant system. I'm not exactly sure what. I may end up giving it away, doing some kind of raffle or something. So until I decide, stay tuned for that. Anyway, for the first one that I got, we have a can of bloodworms from ZooMed. We have the live spirulina. We have the spirulina algae kit here. I actually haven't read it, but that would be amazing if I could start cultivating my own spirulina rather than buying the, you know, the pre-packaged stuff already. So that's pretty cool. I need to look more into that. We have the Aquatop Powerhead, which I'm actually highly considering using for the 40-gallon breeder that I just set up, just to give it a little bit more flow, but I haven't decided what I'm going to do with it just yet. It is rated for 158 gallons an hour, so it's not bad to get in one of these aquarium boxes. I was not expecting to get something like that. That's pretty cool. And we have, of course, the fish keeping koozie for the love of fish keeping, and the Zero Light Ammonia Remover, which I can only assume is this stuff. And then we have the bug bites, which were not listed on the list for this box, but that's cool. And we got a Fluval lamp cleaning kit. This is actually great because I do have a couple Fluval lights. I haven't put it to use. As you can see, it's still packaged. We have the Export Bio Media Cubes. Of course, I haven't looked into these at all. Looks like a pretty cool product. I am curious in giving those a try. Maybe something to put in that canister filter if I ever decide to use it. Here we have a weighted plant. I'm not a big fan of fake plants. It looks pretty neat. I don't really have a use for it just because I grow real live plants. It's cool. It's by Universal Rocks, so it's it's a cool product. I personally don't have a real use for it. Maybe in a shrimp tank, but even then, again, I prefer live plants over fake ones any day. We have a jar. It's labeled as a reusable fish food jar, so cool. I will find a use for that, I'm sure. Then we have a blue filter pad, so again, something else for the canister filter. In the last box, we have the ONIP tablets. I have not used these before. I will have to give them a try and give you guys my thoughts on that. We got a sample of the Aquarium micro wafers. Always awesome to get some fish food in there. We got, this is a shrimp brick or hideaway. Awesome timing because I have that shrimp tank going up, so awesome timing because I have that shrimp tank going, so I would love to use it for them. Then we also got some shrimp food, which is awesome. Again, perfect timing because I have that shrimp tank up and running, so looks pretty awesome. I can't say I've heard of this brand. I don't even know what it is. Last but not least, the Aquarium journal and pen. Overall, not a bad haul. I really like the service. I fully intend to resubscribe to them in the next couple weeks once I can get some other stuff going. I have my saltwater build, and I have some updates for that. So I'm currently working through it, so I'm kind of compiling that video. So this is kind of just a quick update of what I've got going on recently. So let's do a quick tank update. So this is the rainbow fry. They're kind of all hiding in the corner because I just stuck my hands in there and took one of the sponges from the filter. So they're all freaking out. The snails are everywhere. There's a lot of snails. I think there are at least two different species. It's kind of weird. I definitely have noticed the Malaysian trumpet snail and the ram's horn. I used to have bladder snails in all my tanks too, but I think that the ram's horn have kind of outcompeted them. And this tank has been exploding with the Malaysian trumpet snails. It's funny because normally when I look in the tank I don't see them because they all burrow deep in the sand, so I never see them until I actually start feeding. But believe it or not, there was only one that I originally saw in here, and they have just exploded. This is Kai, the betta, or his tank. I don't have much going on in here. I do need to trim up the baby tears. They're kind of getting a little bit rowdy again, but going steady. Kai's very happy. He's very active. He's always there to greet me, so he's a good buddy. I'd like to maybe someday redo my carpet, but we'll see. Here we have the 10-gallon betta and guppy guppy tank, which is weird. I know it's terrible that guppy's been in there. I only finally set up the 40-gallon for him, so I plan on putting the guppies, I think, in that 40-gallon. I'm not exactly sure what I'm moving over there, but I know he needs to get out. He's just in there so he could heal up, and he's doing fantastic otherwise. The betta in this tank is also doing really well, really healthy. I'm surprised, honestly. I've had the best luck with these sponge filters, always giving me like crystal clear water. I don't know why I didn't start with these. I always thought, hey, I gotta get the best hang on the back or the most technical. I always gotta get like the best hang on the back or a canister filter for my tanks, and honestly I kind of want to just go sponge filter all the way for all my freshwater tanks. The evaporation rate is just insane, but the 55 is doing well. I still need to move the fry out of here, and I've been trying to, I have to continuously make sure that I put algae wafers in here for the auto, because when I moved everybody, he had to be put in here so he wouldn't get lost in the shuffle, and he would just not leave that. I tried a lot to try to get him out of that. He just wouldn't. He would not cooperate, so he is in there until I can get him out. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the mollies. I'm kind of done with them, to be honest. They're pretty, but I'm kind of done. They're just, I don't know. They're not my favorite fish. They're pretty. They're extremely hardy fish, so if there's any beginners out there looking for like a great community fish, you can't go wrong with mollies. Like, they are super hardy. They can handle like fresh water. I've seen them in saltwater tanks too. Like, these are extremely hardy and versatile fish. Down here we have the shrimp from Aaron. They are doing well. I have not noticed any other I have not noticed any more die-off. The water level is a little low. Like, literally, I have this thing full this week, and that's how much evaporation happens with a tank with no lid. So I need to fill this back up. I've just been extremely busy, and so I need to do that. I know that probably looks really bad, but honestly, it's not that big of a deal. You can see they are extremely active. They're doing great. I have not seen any buried females yet, but I haven't really looked that hard. The fish room is a disaster, so I'm going to go ahead and start cleaning that up and spend the next day or two focused on that. But I appreciate you guys all for watching, and if you like the video, like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you think. I got a lot coming your way. I have started the saltwater build, so I have a ton of stuff that I have to show you in the next coming weeks, and we're going to get started. We're going saltwater and freshwater. This is crazy. I don't know what I'm doing to myself. I don't know how I'm going to keep up on this, but it's going to be a hell of a time. So I appreciate everybody and all your support. Keep an eye open, because I think I'm going to be doing a giveaway here soon. I don't really do those, but for all the support, I'm almost at 4,000 subscribers, so I might just wait till then and do it then. But until next time, I'll catch you later. Hey, are you new to the fish keeping hobby, or are you a veteran with experience you'd like to share with others? Either way, why don't you come and join the rest of the community in the discussion on the Fishy Business Discord server. Discord is a community-driven chat application.
Freshwater, saltwater, shrimp, and more.
Our community grows every day. All are welcomed, and we would love if you would join us.
You can find links to the server and the application in the description below.
And as always,
we thank you for watching the video.
So fish on, fish fam, and we'll see you there.